Okay, cool. Hello, everyone. I love seeing all your beautiful faces today, and congratulations on an awesome February. I don't know if you've noticed, but there's a new column in the back office, and it's GCV. I'm pretty sure that's it, GCV. And it's group commissionable volume. So some of you, not all, but some, maybe a lot of you saw red numbers last month because we didn't have widen your reach for everybody last month. So that is what, it wasn't apples to apples. But if you look in that middle column, GCV, gross commissionable volume, if that number went up compared to the month before, then you are sitting pretty, because that's the number that makes your check bigger. That's, the QV points that we get from widen your reach and the promos, they're not commissionable, but they're awesome because it's so generous of Dave and Amy, because they help us and our brand partners rank advance, requalify or rank advance, hit fast start bonuses. So, it definitely helps trigger some money there with the bonuses, and it's amazing. And we're so appreciative of it. But also, as far as commission, they're not commissionable. So what you want to look at is that new column, and you want to see that number get bigger. So if you're in your back office, you can click on previous period, and you're going to see last month, and you can see where it was at. And then you can click on previous period again, one more time, and it's going to show you what January was. It's going to take you to January. So if that number went up from January to February, pat yourself on the back. And that is really great news. And I saw that number go up for a lot of people, and we had 3 less days in the month. So that's really good. We had a lot of rank advancements, a lot of breakthroughs, wins, transformation now, success stories, really cool stuff. And Tara, do you mind if I share your because you heard Tara, I think it was last week. It was the last week. She was the first one to speak, and you can speak too for yourself, but I want to share a little bit about what happened. She was the first one to speak, and then she kind of was, or to share, and then she was the last one to share. And just being completely transparent here, Tara came on last year, and then her enroller, life happens, situation, whatever, is not really involved now. So Tara, was a little bit, where is everybody? So I've taken her under my wing, and she's amazing. But the really great thing, and I know some of you have done this as well, she and her husband, he was totally on board. They invested in Transformation Now. They got the 3-pack of the ULT packs, and Tara, I think you were like at 800 something volume, and you went from 800 to director in just a matter of days, just by having 3 UBTs because of Transformation Now. So she got 500 extra points for having, it was really 4 ULTs, but it was divided into 3 orders. So for having 3 UBTs, and this was just in a matter of a couple of days, she got the regular 500 points for hitting UBT. She got an extra 100 points on each one because Dave and Amy gave us that February promo where you could get an extra 100 points. And then she got another 500 points because of Transformation Now, because these were local people, and she went and took the picture of her handing them the box and submitted it. So now, if you haven't invested in Transformation Now, definitely consider it, because every time you hit UBT, you're going to get an extra 500 points. It's basically 1,000 points that you're going to get every time you hit 3 in a week. So it really will pump up your volume. And it's a really nice service to have for your customers, to be able to, like those people that Tara, those people you had,
Mm-hmm.
they were like anxious to start right away.
Oh yeah, she asked me, after I told her about the program, and she was like, how long do I have to wait to get it though? And I'm like, I actually got them in my car.
Yeah.
So it worked out beautifully. And it was funny because they were in my car for somebody else that I couldn't connect with. So they were still in my car. And this just happened to be one of those like situations that I was like, did this just happen? And then
Yeah.
she was like, I want 2 more, and I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
So I
How,
had to actually come back home and get the other one. And it was funny because I bought those, I think in December.
mhm.
My goal was to get rid of them in December and it didn't happen. And then January didn't happen. And I'm like, oh my gosh. So like I said, it just worked out. So
Yeah. And I know when you say get rid of them, you don't mean like they're a burden.
oh, right.
But you mean you wanted to be able to place them. You wanted to place them with somebody and take advantage of that. And you are networking in your local market. So you can do it again. You buy it once. You buy it once and you can take advantage of it over and over again, like every month.
Yeah. My husband actually said, he was like, should we buy 3 more? Because right now we don't have any.
If you
And
have, you know,
I still have these other people that are like, I still just can't catch her because she's a doctor. So it's one of these things that's, I just can't catch her. But so he's like, should we buy 3 more? And I'm like, then we'll have 6, but
well, if you do decide to do that, you get the variety sampler pack as a gift this time without the blender. So you get the variety sampler pack, which is beautiful. It's got so many, like, I think most of them are 5-serving pouches of so many of our different things. And then you can use those as, hey, I'm running a little special this month. If you, when you order your ULT and your lifestyle transformation, the 90-day, you get this, you get a 5-serving pouch of dark berry, or you
I
get
actually got those when they first came out too. So I took those sample packs to the people that, especially the eager, I'm like, let me give you some extra stuff, like, so.
Yeah, they're fantastic.
They really are.
Yeah. So thank you so much, Cher. Congratulations. That's
Yeah.
awesome. I know you had big goals for this month, but I just wanted to share that story about one of our promos and, really taking advantage of all the promos that we have and then layering them is how so many points rack up. But also, I just didn't want anyone to be like bummed out, like, oh, the red numbers, but you got to look at that other column, commissionable volume. And the numbers are going to be, they're going to be up this month. And tonight, don't forget, we have at 4 o'clock Pacific, 7 o'clock Eastern, the big March kickoff Zoom with Dave and Amy. So you definitely don't want to miss that. Whatever promos there are, they're going to be announced tonight. So you want to make sure you get on that right away, that you're not lagging. You want to know what's going on ASAP. So anyway, again, congratulations to everyone. And Christopher and I, we did a Zoom on Sunday, just recapping some cool, fun stuff that happened. So we did a Zoom together on Sunday. I filled in for Melissa because she didn't realize there was a conflict at that same time. So no problem. I filled in, and this is a perfect example of never let them see you sweat, because the flyer had a typo on it for the Zoom ID number. And we didn't realize it till right before, like a couple of minutes before, but we navigated that. We didn't freak out or anything, and let everybody know, and turned it into a positive, because Ann and I were talking. It's like, hey, this is a perfect excuse to pick up the phone, or if you don't have the numbers, reach back out to these people and say, oh, I'm so sorry. Didn't realize there was a typo on the flyer. And if you tried to get on, that's why. If you couldn't, that's why. But I have the link here. And then you just keep that conversation going. So it can always be turned into a positive. But Anne, I've gotten such great feedback on it, because other people have, people that were on, our team members and people that have watched it, we've sent it out and used it for prospects, and everybody just loves you. They love your presentation style. They love everything you said, and it's getting rave reviews. So just wanted to share that. And that was on Sunday afternoon, we did that. So if anybody wants it, we can give you the link. We've got the link to that recording. Wanted to also, I don't know if they're on, I know Debbie was traveling. Oh, David is on. Okay. Debbie Harris and David Main, big congrats. Fast Start Executive. I think they hit it like in two weeks into last month. And it's funny because David, you asked me, did we hit executive? I'm like, yeah, that's like old news. Yes, you did. But they were number one on our team in UBTs, 14 UBTs enrolled last month. And they're amazing. They're just running, like talking to everybody. They hit UBT every single week last month. And since they enrolled, when they came in towards the end of the month before, they've been hitting UBT every single month. So great job, Debbie and David. Congratulations. And anyway, that's just some of the little highlights. There's way more. I know there's way more going on. I want to congratulate Melissa. She requalified at 5-star crown way before the end of the month and has a new group that's just crushing it. Crystal and it's Tara, right? Justin, Tara. Go ahead.
Crystal, Tara, yes, Dominique. They're like the dynamic trio.
I love it. That's awesome. And Justin, you were amazing, like throughout the month, really pinch hitting and teaching and training. Like you've really, really stepped up to be.
Oh, start, Sonia.
Huh?
I said, oh, start, Sonia. No.
Start, go on.
And then one other thing I want to mention, last night, literally at 9:47, I helped someone get in 8 UBTs between Saturday and Monday so that they could hit Fast Start Executive, had them put their stories in, Leanne Nolan and her husband, Rick, who are phenomenal. And they have 3 more to put in before Friday this week.
Beautiful. Yeah. And, he mentioned the stories, like using Widen Your Reach, the people who are in Fast Start, like taking advantage of every single promo. Obviously, the biggest thing is with the videos is getting interest. So even when we're out of Fast Start and we're not getting points for it, we want to keep doing that. The reason Dave and Amy do these promotions is because they want to like ingrain the behavior in us. They're rewarding us for doing the things that we need to be doing and want to be doing continually. But by doing that initial incentive when people are in their Fast Start period, it gets everybody in the rhythm to continue doing it. So we don't want to stop doing it because the videos are really powerful and they really do. That consistency of posting is what really gets people watching. And they reach out, they watch for a while. Sometimes they watch for a long time before they reach out. And, sometimes it's right away. And Debbie and David, they were watching Janet. Janet's super consistent on her social media, talking about health, talking about superfoods, sharing her life, little things she's doing. She's very creative. And Debbie, I believe that's how Debbie and David found Janet. So, and Debbie and David are total rock stars and gems, and we're very appreciative of them as well as everybody here. So thank you all for being here. The call last night was great. I love that it was short and sweet. It was really great advice for end of month, but it's really things that we can use every single day in our business. We don't have to wait till the end of the month. So the thing this month that is always what we want to emphasize is getting as much in the beginning of the month. And that's why it's so important to continue. Like Eric said last night, end of month, we never sandbag because you want to strike while the iron's hot. You never want to sandbag at any time, but you don't want to say like, oh, I made my goal, let me put it in next month. People can change their mind. I've seen it happen. They change their mind by the next day. Strike while the iron's hot. But the sooner they get their products, the sooner they can start, the sooner they get results, the sooner they share, they send you referrals, and perhaps they decide they want to be a brand partner. So we have that momentum from last month going into this month. And the more people you reach out to the beginning of the month, you have more runway to get them closed and, drop through the funnel. So I'm going to open it up to shares. And who would like to go first? You want to share something from last night? You want to share, lessons learned from February, things that happened, whatever you want to share. Who would like to go first? Raise your emoji hand. Yes, I'm just going to sit here and wait till someone raises their hand. Go ahead, Anne.
Okay, so I'll talk. Thank you so much for joining me on Sunday. And when you say, don't let them see you sweat, you are just not even kidding. We found out that link was incorrect minutes before, and I'm messaging out all the people on my list that wanted, to attend. And anyway, and then whenever it started, I almost froze because I have never started a Zoom. I've always been the second speaker. And so whenever you and Beth said, are you ready? I was like, yeah. And then I looked at you like, go ahead. So I fumbled a couple of sentences, but then I jumped in. I stopped looking at the notes and I started thinking about everything we talked about before. And I just let it go in motion, because if you have practiced over and over and over, it will come naturally to you, and you don't need a script anymore. You can just speak your passion about what you have, your passion about what your story is, and it will come through. So it started being really natural and I loved it. I didn't hit my goal in February, but instead of getting down about it, I looked at last February. I'm much higher right now than I was last February. So sometimes you have to do that, not get stuck and down on yourself, but look at how far you've come, and you've got a brand new month starting today. So exciting things ahead.
Such a great point, Anne. And you know what? Getting back to the Zoom on Sunday, I didn't notice anything like if you were flustered or anything at all. I did not detect it at all. You were flawless, in my opinion. And I love what you said about looking how far you've come, because sometimes we forget to do that, especially we have a lot of high achievers on our team. And if they don't do, like, maybe they don't hit what they thought they should hit with UBT or whatever it is, they get very discouraged. It can be easy to do that. And especially if you're comparing yourself to someone else, if you see all these other people are doing all this, we know that we don't want to get comparisonitis, because comparison is the thief of joy. It really is. Let it inspire you and look back at the past month. What did you do great? Celebrate the wins. What were the things that happened that you really are proud of? And then just assess what could you have done differently where the outcome would have been closer to what you wanted, and then implement that this month. But I love what you said, Anne, about looking back a year back, looking at where you were last February. That's really key. That's really smart, because you can see the growth over the past year, and it's the consistency that gives you that growth. And this is a long-term deal. This is not, lottery ticket short-term. And we tried for a little while and, oh, it didn't work. It's not working. And then we just quit. Well, then if you did that in everything in life, no one would ever be able to complete anything or be successful at anything. So that's a really good point, Anne, about looking back and being, celebrating the win and seeing how far you've come. So thank you for that. Hi, Judith.
Hi, Sonia. Hi, everybody. I just wanted to share a little quick story. I had someone come here, drop some groceries from Instacart. And I saw her, like, the way she was like just moving and carrying the bags. And so I started asking her.
Judith, you got muted.
Sorry about that.
Last thing we were carrying the bags, and you started asking.
Yeah, and then I started asking her questions like, how long you've been doing it? Do you like it? Is this your only job? And so I started to just have a little conversation with her. And so I got to know her a little more. And, she told me about her situation. She's been in this country not long, and her first language is Creole. And so she's a little hustler. So I said, we're always looking in our team for people like yourself, people that are motivated, that have that work ethic, that are hard workers. And this is in the health and wellness industry. And she wouldn't stop as I was talking before, but once I said that, she stopped what she was doing. And she just took a pause, and immediately she's like, well, what is it about? I said, it's a really great opportunity. I have aligned myself with this nutritional online company, and you get to have your own online store. It's all organic. And so I started telling her a little bit about it. And she even said, that's something that I need for myself. I said, absolutely. The majority of us, that's how we start. We start with taking care of ourselves, and then we see what these amazing products do for you. And then you start sharing it with others. And she said, I'd like to know more about it. I said, okay, why don't we set up the meeting? So I set up a meeting for Monday. So I met with her. We did a 3-way call with Monica and myself. And she says, I love everything that I'm hearing. And I have already in mind 3 people. And if Monica and I were like, that's perfect, because that's exactly what you need if you come into the business. The key is to have at minimum at least 3 people, because then that pays for your product right away. And so she loved the idea. She said, I'm going to talk to my husband. And so we're meeting with her again, circling back with her on Monday again. And she says, but I definitely want to start it, and I'm going to consider the business opportunity. So that just shows that you just put it out there, no matter who it is, who you come across during the day. Sometimes we think, I don't know who to call, or I don't know who to talk to. No, you have plenty of people to talk to, because you're always coming across people. And so I just share it wherever I'm at. So that's something that we can work on if we're not doing it, because if not, we're going to run out of our warm market. So we have to always start talking to everyone that we come across in order to create more of those contacts. Or if it doesn't work for her, at least ask her for a referral. That's what I always do when I share. Some people say, no, it's not for me, or it's not my time. I said, no, that I perfectly understand that, completely understand. Is there anybody, or who do you know that might benefit? And some of them have been referral source. So it's always so valuable to always ask people about referrals.
Yeah, absolutely. And Judith, I love that whole story that you just told, how just in your activities of daily life, how you're meeting people and you're taking genuine interest and just connecting with people. And I think if we're in this business, we love people, we're interested in people, and we like making connections. It's not like we're going out there making connections because we have this ulterior motive. I think all of us are genuinely interested in people and caring people. And we know how this can help people so much on the health and the financial side. So that was a beautiful story. You're right, because some people do say, like, I don't have anyone else to talk to. I've exhausted my warm market. There's people everywhere. Go where the people are. There's people everywhere. If any of you were on the Zoom, it was the incentive Zoom with Leslie that I was on with Leslie. It was the K Club incentive Zoom. And I don't remember if I gave like the postscript to this story, the update, but I did tell a couple stories of just people that I met out, just giving a sincere compliment, and connecting with them. And I told the story of the woman who had the absolutely most gorgeous white dress on, like eyelet, beautiful dress. And we connected. And on that Zoom, I shared how, we exchanged Instagrams, and I got her phone number. And then we started talking after the fact, after we met. And then she said to me, I had to check out your Instagram. And she goes, because I talk a lot about the business on my Instagram. I talk about health and the product and the business. So she said, I had to check out your Instagram. I want nothing to do with MLM, but the products look really legit. And do you just sell the products? Because I want to drop some weight. So she may, and I don't think she's on here, but she may end up watching the replay. So I said, yeah, absolutely. Now, when she said, I don't want anything to do with MLM, I didn't get like, like that. No, I read the whole thing. She said, my plate is full, because my plate is full. She basically was saying, I don't have time to do a business, because she sees me talk about the business a lot. But anyway, she got her pack, set up her smart order. It was a Transformation Now, handed her the box. We met for coffee. We have become really good friends. She's amazing. I love hanging with her. She's so much fun. And she then is like, this person who wanted nothing to do with it sends me a text, and she's like, oh, by the way, I have a friend, and how do I upgrade? How do I become a brand partner? And he wants to join too. He's ready to sign up. And I'm like, what? And I was in a place where I was doing some volunteer work, and I couldn't stop what I was doing. So I said, I'll be done in about an hour. She calls Purium upgrades herself, gets herself upgraded as a brand partner, sets up a Zoom with this friend of hers who is now a brand partner. And this woman, her husband is an MD, he's a neurologist. And now he has already had a conversation with the patient about not just the products, but the business, because I guess she lost her job, something happened, but she's got a great personality. And he said, you should talk to my wife about this. So now she's connected with her. So you never know where it's going to go. Just like with Judith, this woman has already said, oh, I've got 3 people. I already know 3 people who would do this. Got to be friendly, open, smile, connect, eye contact, start conversations. And incredible things can happen. And, that's also the story. Joel and Eric, my cousin Eric, who was on the call last night, Joel just struck up a conversation with him at a little organic cafe in South Florida. That's how that started. And we used to have, I don't know if they might still send him the little physical gift cards. He handed him a gift card and he said, hey, check this out. You'll love this stuff. And you get a discount off the first order. Eric went home right away and redeemed it. And then Joel got the email and followed up with him. So can you imagine connecting with someone just casually like that? Like the example that Judith just gave, and that person becomes a 4-star crown on your team. It's so inspiring, isn't it? So, okay. There was so much to unpack there, Judith, and I just couldn't resist.
I just wanted to bring out too, Sonia, the power of a 3-way call. Because we can say, oh, I've been doing this for so long. I got this. I can do it. And I could do it by myself. But that's not the point. The point is for her to see, we do this as a team. I want them to right away understand it's not just me here that you're going to rely on. No, you have a whole team of people that are going to back you up. And then whatever I might forget, Monica can come and reinforce, And so it's so important, the 3-way calls. It just gives more credibility and to the whole, business opportunity. And they get to see right away members of the team. If they become a brand partner, this is the team that you'll be part of. And this is someone that you haven't met that will be assisting you as well. It's not just me. So that kind of reinforces everything.
And you're modeling the activity or the behavior. You're modeling the behavior for them. So then they know, like, well, Judith brought someone on the call with me. And then you're explaining, this is how we do it. And you can say, remember when we first spoke, that was very intentional. And here's why. So yeah, I feel the Connect call is like the holy grail of exposures, because it's so much wrapped in one. And I'm going to be doing the call with Leslie next Tuesday night, and it's going to be about like drilling down on Connect calls. So glad you brought that up, Judith. Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome.
You're getting love in the chat. Tara says Judith always brings value, and she's thanking you for sharing that. And you do. It's true.
Oh, thank you so much. I love you all. Thank you. That was really kind. That's encouraging to hear.
So next up, we have Lenore. Hi, Lenore.
Hello, how are you?
I'm good, thanks. How are you?
I'm doing well. Thank you so much. So I want to go back to your word comparisonitis. I like that word because in our society, that's what we do. We always compare ourselves with each other. And for some of us, that could hold us back. For myself and my personality, I know my strengths, but I also know my weaknesses. So when it comes to my strengths, I want to share those. And then when it comes to my weaknesses, I try and look for others who are strong in those departments of my weaknesses. And so when I see others growing, I don't know, sometimes you might see me over here going like this. I'm just so excited because it really motivates me to keep moving forward and to continue doing what I need to do. And then it just made me think too of, a proverb that says, rejoice with those who rejoice. And so, we should be excited for our team and our teammates when they do reach certain levels. Maybe we would like to be there and we're not. I'm not where I expected I would be since I started the business, but I know that I will be there because I'm continuing to be consistent and do the things that I need to do. So I just wanted to to say, just simple mindset sometimes, like for myself and maybe for, others that are here today, it's really a matter of knowing your strengths, knowing your weaknesses, share the strengths, and then look for those who can help you with the weaknesses so you can reach to where you want to be. So I just want to share that today. Thank you for that word of comparisonitis.
Thank you, Lenore. And I love your attitude. And I love, that's a great perspective. I love how you let it inspire you and it motivates you. And that's what we want to do. Let it inspire you, because it shows you what's possible. And when you get on this Zoom, I feel this one, every Wednesday that we do, you hear people are very transparent. They're going to say, like, I had a breakthrough. I found someone. It feels so good to find someone who is running, who's really motivated. But for the longest time, I didn't have that. But I kept going. I kept going. I kept going. And now it's paid off. Like, you get to hear these stories where it's not all sugar coated. Like, people are sharing what they went through. It's never a straight line up. Success in any business, especially when you're an entrepreneur, is never just a straight line up. So thank you for that, Lenore. I appreciate it. And Alma, you've been an inspiration because you are so consistent and you never stop and you never give up, and your social media is beautiful, all the things you're doing. And you did experience that, finding a running partner, and how exciting that is, because it will happen. It's inevitable. If you're consistent and you keep doing all the things, it will happen. All right, who's going to share next? Hi, Beth. And Beth, thank you. I know you were helping in the background on Sunday, and it was challenging because you were doing it from your phone.
Oh, yeah, to that point. So, well, good morning, first of all, and congratulations to all the people that have triple ranked, double ranked, got UBT, and just showed up. I mean, showing up, like, that's the biggest thing, is all of us just showing up and working our business. But Sunday, yeah, that was a scramble I was not expecting. I literally thought I was just going to be a guest, and was in the car and on my phone and found myself being the host. And I'd never done that from the phone. And like Anne said, never let them see you sweat. But I was like, I have no idea how to do this. I don't know how to record, but yes, I'll do it. So it was a little bit of a scramble in the background, but you guys literally knocked it out of the park. It was you and Anne did a beautiful, beautiful job. I've gotten a lot of good feedback as well. I've been visiting a lot of gyms and private gyms and facial spas and stuff. So that video has been going out. So thank you so much for that. And I wanted to piggyback off what Lenore was saying. So, and about the comparisonitis, or compare and despair, is the thought that always goes through my mind. And it's true, like sometimes we can see people that just catapult out of the park, and we want to be that person, but it's the consistent effort that we make every single day. And I have to shout out several people on my team. I mean, Anne is an incredible example of doing that and showing up and just being a professional, no matter what the scenario. And then on my team, we've had so many superfood socials at the beginning of the month, and Lenny did one, and I was supposed to be there to help her, but had gotten food poisoning the night before, so ended up not being able to come, and she carried it off anyway. And this Sunday, right after Anne and you did a thing, or did that Zoom, Blanca had a superfood social, and then Nadine had a superfood social. Nadine hit director. Blanca maintained being executive this month. So she's been really growing her business. She's about to retire from her full-time job and be able to do this full-time, which is her passion. And everyone showing up and making the effort and doing the personal development along the way. And sometimes the biggest chunk of personal development is not comparing ourselves to other people's success. Because that is ingrained in us at such a young age. So anyway, there's just so many good things happening in the background that, and I always use the illustration that Melissa used to use with me all the time when I was brand new was, you're just planting seeds, you're planting seeds. And I tell my team every day, some seeds grow as quick as morning glories and some grow like bamboo. But we're going to have a beautiful business garden that's just going to be so lush that everybody's going to want to join us. So keeping that as a visual is super. Yeah, we are farmers. That's right. So anyway, I love, that's the visual that keeps me going. And then just all of you that show up on here and share your experiences and your insights and what you're going through. It helps each and every one of us. So thank you for hosting this, Sonia.
Well, thank you so much, Beth. And just thank you for being such an amazing leader and incredible team player and asset to our team. You are so inspiring. You've inspired so many people here. People just absolutely love you, and, you know, seeing what you've done with your team. So they're seeing you and they're probably inspired. Like, I want to be like Beth when I grow up. I want to be a green diamond. Yes, for sure. So, you know, and speaking of inspiring, we have a special Zoom for all of you coming up on Monday, a mega Zoom, Monday, May 6th. And it's going to be at noon Pacific. So lunchtime for people on the West Coast, 3 p.m. on the East Coast. And there's going to be 8 of us. We're going to have the flyer very soon, like probably later today, we'll have the flyer ready that you can start sharing. But it's going to be myself, Melissa, Christine Roseberry. That's why we had to do it kind of early. We wanted to get Christine in there, Michelle Boersma, sharing our stories. We're each going to share like a 2-minute story, like rapid fire. And then each one of us is bringing someone on to share their story, one of our team members. And we have people that are going to be sharing from all different walks of life, and also 1 or 2 at least who have really overcome adversity, who have done this despite really, really difficult circumstances that could have stopped most people in their tracks, but it didn't. And these people are so inspiring. So 8 approximately 2-minute stories on Monday. And it's going to be a great opportunity for you to invite lots of people, because hearing such a variety of stories, I think gets people excited. So they're not just like, well, of course that person's successful. They're a health coach. They're in this space already. No, there's people from all totally different backgrounds. So you will love it and definitely take advantage of it. Besides this Thursday night, tomorrow night, we also have our business opportunity Zoom as always. All right, Tara.
I have a question. So the B&I group that I joined, I talked to the lady yesterday and she asked if I would bring samples, which I have. So I wanted to ask kind of like, what should be my flow for that, or what does everybody use? Because I haven't done a social yet or anything like that, which is something I definitely want to do, like in my neighborhood and stuff.
Yeah, definitely. You definitely will do really well at those when you start doing them. And I can help you with the format and the flow and everything. For the B&I group, are you the speaker? Are you going to be the featured speaker? And is that why she's asking you to bring samples?
It's not even set up yet to that format, but she was just like, hey, the next one, would you bring some samples?
Okay.
So I was like, okay.
Well, how many people, did she tell you how many people will be in the group?
So right now there's 14.
Okay. And you have 14 sample, like from your sampler pack? Is that what you're thinking? Okay. And that's kind of a very generous thing to give people. So I think what might be better is, do you have the physical gift cards where they can order something and they get the discount? You might want to say, I'm going to bring gift cards. Everyone will get a gift card, and maybe use those, but make sure that you schedule a one-on-one. I know you can't do 14 in 1 week is a lot, but schedule one-on-ones with those people, because you have one-on-one goals in that group, right?
I don't know.
Okay. But you did join B&I.
I did, yeah, just like 2 weeks ago.
Okay, so yeah, I'm sure, because I know BNI is very structured and they
Mhm.
have referral goals and they have one-on-one goals. You're going to want to do as many one-on-ones as you can. That's where the value is. Let them get to know you, you get to know them, and you approach it from the go-giver philosophy of how can I help you? What are you looking for? What type of referral are you looking for? And then they're going to ask you the same thing. So that's going to be a great opportunity. BNI is a great group because it's seat specific. So you're going to be the only one doing that. And then try to see when you can get on the roster to be a speaker, to be the speaker, because that's a huge opportunity, because then you're presenting to the whole group about what you do.
Okay.
So very good. Good job. Good investment. I know it's not cheap to join BNI. So I really do appreciate and love how you're investing in your business.
It's totally paid off already, you know.
Yeah.
It's amazing. Before I even got started, that's how I got the connection to
Oh,
my 4 people was the doTERRA lady that was in the group. So I was like, oh, okay. Like I said, and I'm like, it's good. Like, that's just the beginning. So I'm like, gosh, I hadn't even started yet. And it's this great.
don't miss any meetings, because
Right.
if you, they're really strict, but that is a group that so much business is passed in that group. So I know you'll do really well. And if you get a local brand partner, you know, really make it a goal, find a running mate or running partner in your local area. Then if there's ever a time where you can't make it to a meeting, you have to have a sub, you have to provide a substitute for you. So having a brand partner to sub for you will be really great too. So,
Okay.
all right. Good job, Tara. Hey, Kathy, welcome.
Hi, just a quick question, probably a stupid question, but what is a superfood social?
That is not a stupid question at all. That's a really good
Okay.
question. So we used to call them healthy happy hours, and you could still call it that if you want, but we call them superfood socials now, and sounds kind of cool, you know. And what it is you have a little gathering at your home, or your brand partner has a gathering, invites all their network and their contacts, their friends, and then the upline mentor would go there and present. So it's something that, like, I'm having one at my house this Thursday evening, and it's very simple. You want to keep it really simple so it's duplicable, but it's just, you have some healthy snacks. Like the one I have, it's at 6 o'clock. So a lot of people are coming right after work. So you have some healthy snacks for them. You want to always be congruent, you know, with the snacks, that they are healthy. And then they get to sample, like I always sample the Power Shake and the apothecary with sparkling water, like the apothecary mocktail, let them taste it. And then the person who is hosting shares their story, just like we do on the launch Zooms, except it's in person, shares their story, why they're doing this, why they're excited about it, why they invited everyone. And then they introduce their upline mentor, who does the main presentation about the ULT, and then little mention at the end of, you know, how this can also be a way to bring in another income and share this with other people. So just very simple. And we have different people here in the group have flyers that they've made on Canva. So I'm sure there's someone here. And if you need one, I have one, the one that I use. So if you need like a template or something, but I think there's a lot of people who have been doing them and have the flyers.
So if there's none of your upline that live close to you, what do you do?
So we've done this in the past. We actually did this before COVID, you know, when we were doing them before all that happened. And if you don't have anyone close, what you can do is Zoom them in, and you can Zoom them in for the presentation. So you can, you know, if you have it in a setting like your living room where you have a TV, you can mirror onto your TV. So they're on the big screen, you know, go on Zoom on your phone, have them come on, mirror it to your TV, and then they can do the presentation from there.
Okay, that's very interesting. It sounds like back in the day, you know, like the old Tupperware parties.
Yeah. I think people like getting together because of pent up demand from the last few years of being on Zoom only.
Right.
So, but you can do it on Zoom. You could do it in person. Zoom would be your launch, you know, your Zoom launch party, or do it in person. And anyone who's got tips here, feel free to write any tips you have, because a lot of you have been doing them besides me. So, feel free to share whatever tips you want, either in the chat or if you want to share with Kathy. Where do you live?
Thank you. I love it.
Yeah.
I'm in Florida, North Florida.
What part? What city?
Near Gainesville. So central north.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm in
Yeah,
Florida,
I don't.
2 hours away from you.
You're in Florida?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I didn't know that. I thought you were in California. Where?
St. Pete.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
A
A few
couple
hours.
hours. Yeah.
I used to actually live in Bellevue near Ocala years ago.
Oh, okay.
So
Yeah. Neat.
hi, Melissa. All right, Kathy, thank you.
Oh,
And
thank you.
Becca said she's in Ocala. So you could team up with Becca.
Becca. Where's
Becca in the
Becca?
chat. She's in the chat. So
Okay.
maybe you two could team up and do something together. Okay.
Oh, wow. Yeah, I have a prospect in Ocala. That's great.
Okay, perfect. There you go. Justin and Melissa have their hands up.
Hello, I'm running to the salon to get my hair done. Yippee! And I waited till the first of the month because I know the end of the month is crazy. And everybody here did so good. Too many good things to mention. So I put it in the chat already. Lots of fast start executives, few fast start diamonds, good things. So I just want to emphasize right now, because we have so many new fast start executives, the importance of focusing on brand partners this month. Because the only way we're going to hit diamond, our next rank, is with brand partners. 3 consultants, and the sooner we get them in, the more likely they will double rank to fast start director, which will help you hit diamond even faster. That's what Crystal May and Tara Cone hit diamond in 6 weeks, because they did exactly that. They focused on brand partners. They helped them hit consultant and or director, maybe and or executive. And that's what helped bring in the volume, because we can't do it ourselves. I have so many amazing brand partners right here who have the volume and they're so close, but they just need that consultant. So
Yeah.
let's put all max effort on really focusing on looking for business partners early in the month. That will help us rank, re-rank, and get to that next level.
And I'll add something to that too. When you get new brand partners, because like if you get stuck between the death trap is getting stuck at executive longer than your fast start window, because then you don't make any more bonuses. So once you get new brand partners, is getting them to their ranks of director, consultant, and fast start executive, because then you're making those matching bonuses. Fast start executive, 1,000, director, 400, consultant, that's $1,500 right there. So it's like, that's why we're here also, is to help people and then also make money. And so getting new brand partners to those ranks is a for sure way to keep the business rocking.
And what we found really helpful is doing the launch party even before we upgrade them. That way they'll have their 3 UBTs right out of the gate, and that will motivate them. Like Leslie always says, the sooner they get a check, the sooner they're going to get excited. That's what happened for us. We're like, oh, okay, that's nice. A $200 check, that got us interested. There's something to this. So the sooner we help them get those BPs right out of get those UBTs right out of the gate, the faster success they're going to have. And then it's going to help us in the long run.
And I got one more little story. I think she's on here, and she calls me almost every day, and I love it. Just to ask me questions.
You're all welcome to call Justin. He's here for you.
Is Dominique. She told me the other day, she's like, I literally look at everyone as someone that needs to do Purium. And I was like laughing, and she was telling me, because she like signed up her UPS guy. She went to like Whole Foods, signed someone up. Then she's like, oh, I had to service my Mercedes yesterday, and I asked him what he eats for lunch. And he was telling me, he's like, he spends $20 a day. And she's like, well, you need to do my superfood. You need to do my superfood program. It's two meal placements a day for $12. And this is actually going to fuel your body. So like, she's just always looking. And I love that saying that says, you kind of mentioned it earlier, you need to be in the batter's box to get a hit. So you always got to be looking. It doesn't matter. You might be swinging, but eventually you're going to get that hit. And she's in the batter's box.
And it's a good reminder for those who feel like, I've already talked to everybody I know. I don't have anyone else. You know, I don't know anyone else. What Dominique did is she went through her contacts of her phone, and she wanted to be present during her daughter's soccer game. So while her daughter was stretching, she took out her phone and she started with April, Amy, and started calling the people, talking to them real quick. One of those people just found out she has breast cancer. One of those people said, this is an answer to my prayers. Thank you so much for calling me. This is a woman she hasn't spoken to in 2 years. What if she didn't do that? What if she didn't pick up the phone and call? People do need this. We never know what they're going through. So don't prejudge, cast the net out wide, like Sonia always says, and that's going to help you with this biz.
Hey, it's March Madness. We have 3 extra days. So I feel like a lot of big ranks coming on with everybody.
This month is going to be huge. March
Huge.
is always a big month. It's spring. People are wanting to get out. They're wanting to also slim
Yes.
down for summer. They want to do a spring reset, a spring cleanse. And I love what you said, Melissa, about getting brand partners. That is so important because yes, you can get to executive by yourself, just with, UBT, the extra points, all of that. You can get to 10,000 points by yourself. You can even get to more maybe by yourself, but you've got to have that structure. And it's a heck of a lot easier when you have other people duplicating under you. So that does need to be, if you hit executive, if you're an executive, absolutely. Even if you're a director, or even if you're brand new, start getting brand partners. Have that balanced message of not just talking about the products, but also talking about the business. And the fact that you are at consultant, director, executive, you have a story. And that's why we emphasize how important hitting fast start is, even that first 10-day $100 fast start bonus, because 3 ULTs, UBTs, and your bonus, you've made $366. People can do that. Debbie and David did it in half an hour. Like the minute they signed up, they had the 3 ready. Like you were saying, Melissa, having those 3 ready right off the bat. So it creates the story that it creates, even the director and executive bonuses, that story is going to make you more money down the road than those bonuses. That story is gold, because that's what you can leverage to show people what's possible and say, hey, I just did this. I just hit these fast start bonuses. I can show you exactly how I did it. And it shows proof of concept to the people that you're talking to as well. So
one more thing, and then I'll run. Sonia, I need to work on this. I need to check in on my customers sooner than 5 days before their smart order comes out to make sure that they're keeping up with it. And Michelle Bradeen and I chatted about this, and we said, if we don't check in on them, a lot of times they'll give up on themselves. And Leslie says this too, you have to be their accountability partner. If you give up on them, they give up on themselves. Unfortunately, it's just the way it is. So, hey, day 10, how are you feeling? Day 2 weeks in, how are you doing? Just a quick little message. It keeps them accountable, and it will keep them more likely than last minute. Oh no, so-and-so wants to cancel their smart order. I'm like, it's the 22nd. How are you telling me the day after the smart order shipped? Like, did you talk to them? No, I didn't know what to say. I'm like, call them, see how they're doing, see how they're feeling. You have to call them. Don't be afraid. You want to help them. They want to hear from you. They don't want to feel abandoned. They may not even have opened their box yet. It's very important for us to give that quality customer service to help them be a happy customer. And who knows, that's what might turn into the brand partner, or they might have a referral for a brand partner for us. So I just wanted to wrap it up with that. And thank everybody for all your hard work.
She gets a little passionate.
And thank you. And speaking to that, in the board's app, we have the customer service practice section in the board's app, which tells you step by step exactly when and how to follow up with your customers, what to say, how to schedule the follow-up calls. So if you follow that customer service practice in the board's app, it is seamless, and you're not going to have any issues with your customers, dropping by the wayside, falling through the cracks, or anything like that. So you'll inherently be in touch with them by following that template. Yes, Tara.
Just to piggyback on that, I shared with you the other day. So basically that program that Leslie shared about the 3 days and 10 days. So I loaded that into an app that I've had a coaching app for my customers, like my clients before. And it's $300 a year for this coaching app, but I preloaded all that in. And so then when I get new clients for the first 30 days, I've got that done. So it's a connection, it's accountability and everything. And it's work, like, people love it. I mean, my one girl, even though she had great success, or she's had great success, I mean, she put in there, she's eating potato chips and ice cream, but it's like accountability so we can talk about it. And it's really, and they've hung on, like they're still with me. So it's definitely a huge benefit for sure.
Oh, thank goodness. That's great.
Yeah.
And by the way, you've been doing beautifully with, I think we've all transitioned to ultlifestyle.com with the 90-day program. That's all, everyone you've done. That's what you're doing. So easy, and they get it. And I think people are almost kind of relieved because it's like, oh, good. I don't have to worry about what I'm doing for the next 90 days. Like I've got this as, you know, my accountability, like they're plugged into something for 90 days. So, but yeah, that's great. The customer service practice is awesome on boards. I text people, like I check in with them, and I want to make sure, you know, because I've got some people that are type 2 diabetics and they're used to eating bad, you know, and they'll say like, went a little bit off the rails on the weekend. And it's just us, again, being that accountability partner. That's okay. Jump right back on the horse. Remember why you're doing this. We have to, one of the things I talk about when I first talk to them, I talk about mindset with the customer that's going to start on this program. Mindset is the most important thing. They have to have made the decision that they're committed to improving themselves and improving their health, and that they're all in to do this. Because if we can establish that at the beginning, there's less likely chance that they're going to drop off, or they're just going to give in to a donut or whatever it is that, you know, their weakness is. So we have to make sure like they really have that mindset, and that we talk about their pain points. Is the pain point that they can't get into any of their clothes and they just don't even recognize their body anymore? Or the pain point is they were just told they have to go on metformin by their doctor because they're pre-diabetic or diabetic, and they want to live a long, healthy life for their children. Like really having that conversation, getting into those things, the why, can be very helpful, because then we can remind them. If they do have a little slip up, we remind them. I write it all down, you know, so we remind them why they're doing this in the first place. So, but that's great with the app. That sounds like that's really helpful for you, Tara. So, okay. It is 11:58. So we're here like at the hour point. And if there's anyone who has not had a chance to share yet and would like to share, speak now or forever hold your peace. Okay. Well, I thank you all for your shares. They were all amazing as always. Thank you everyone for being here and plugging in. See you tomorrow night. Business opportunities. And tonight, Dave's call, products and passion. Expand your knowledge on health and nutrition. Get on Dave's call at 9 o'clock Eastern tonight. And then don't forget March 6th, be on the lookout. You'll see the flyer soon and you can start promoting that. Thanks everyone. Love you all so much. Thanks for all you do.
Thank you, Sonia.
Thank you, Sonia.
Have an awesome day.